Let's do it. Brand new day, brand new camera. Same person. Didn't leave the house. Could have saw something on TV. Could have saw it on the radio. I don't have cable. Got TV. Don't have cable. Call it a computer screen. We used to call it TV. Television. Listen, it's television on radio. What did they call it? Let's listen to the radio show where your imagination can hear. Close your eyes and see the horses, see Arizona, see the mountains, see the dry lands across from Highway 66 back in the 1920s. All of a sudden you see boop, 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 and a car passes you. And you go, look at that doodad there on four of them wagon wheels. Like, what were the people referring compared to, can I really compare it to who can speak, to who can actually articulate a conversation? Can I say articulate? Articulation. Is it just articulation or is it articulation? And what is the movement in the articulation? And how are you in, out? Look how hard. This is as far as I can go on the out, but the in I come so much closer. When I do the knuckle to knuckle, look at those arms. They're not straight. Oh my God. If I had to put my fingers together, I would have to do them like this. Look at that design. See how low it is from two fingers there? Or maybe it's different from what you see. I'm going to tuck these fingers in all the same. Maybe that'll look a little different. Look at that little passage where the thumbs are. Maybe if I kept my thumbs. So all these things of our articulation, how are games made? People create games how? How do people paint the picture? Where does your imagination come from? The greatest picture in the world is the understanding of the surface area. An understanding of that surface area, I haven't worked this yet. Not fast enough to get everything done in every single category. But the greatest art in the world is right there. Well, that line should go right through it. See the E world coming out, right? Through the gateway. Is it running on the Orion? Are there little holes in here that let it go around this way and back in? And then spiraling out the other way and back out the other way only to spiral back in. Can you see it? Can you paint the picture? Weights and measures. Distances, opening and closing. Look, Ma, number 1. Oh, Ma, it's nothing at all. Look, Ma, it's number 1. If I just drew, carry it on. If I just drew and I don't want to do it on the wrong page, let's do it over here, right? And I'm going to take this and I'm going to say, look, number 1, because all you see is that. Well, it's a little thickness, right? We'll give it a little thickness. So that's all you see, right? But if I turn the calculator that way, you're going to see that, right? You're going to see that little calculator over here. So you're going to see 1 and none. And oh my God, 1 is inside of none. What if I spun it? Oh my God, look at the thickness of my calculator. Thicker than my book. I need to have the book this thick in order to place that whole singular calculator here. So now I have to have the above area. I have to have the above area. And I have to have the below area and the 45-degree angle that splits it all. Rules. Square paper, obligation. Calculator, obligation. Telephone, obligation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 and 3 is 12. 7 and 1 is 8. 8 and 12. 2 times 6, 12. 2 plus 6, 8. Not for nothing they called it the god of numbers. The queen, the primary, 6, 22, 6. I get up at 6. I stay up till 10 o'clock at night. Wow, that's a 16-hour day. And then I sleep for 8 more hours. 8, 16, 8, 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 8, 7, 8, 7, 8, 7. Multiply it. Remove it. When you remove 8 from 7, you get 1. When you add it, you get 6. You get the two opposites. 8 and 7 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. 8 minus 7 is 1. We get the opposites of the cube. 35, electric company is working on you. Go to sleep at night. I don't know where the moon is. I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know what drugs you took. And when I'm talking about drugs, oh my God, weights and measures. Weights and measures. How much paprika did you put in your beef? That meat you're eating, what did it go through in life? And how are you thinking about that piece of meat that you're eating? Are you sad? Are you happy? Do you not care what kind of life that piece of meat had? Do you think it has no bearing on your life? If it didn't, and if you don't think it does, it actually does. The first bearing on anybody's life, or it could be more, is came into me. I saw it. I learned about it. I understood it. Ain't gonna happen to me, but now you know. Now your chance of the possibility of it happening at all to anybody at all. If it happens to somebody else, no big deal. Didn't happen to me. You know what I'm saying? I just got 29.5735 milliliters equals 1 ounce. And I've been spelling ounce O-N-C-E or O-N-Z, right? Did they put ounces O-N-Z? Where's my pen? Where's my pen? 1 O-N-Z. So when the real ounce, so I'm not going to show you my paper right now. I just want to add this up. O-N-Z is 15, 14, 26 equals 55. You got one of them times 1. Leave the 1 in the center. Call it 55. You would have times 8 equals to 440, or call it 1 times 4 equals to 220. 220 to the power outage of 440. 2 and 2, 212, 454. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4. Power through the sun. Now, let's get back to the 7 and the 8. How did I get 7 and 8? How did I get 7 and 16? And that 7 and 16, or that 7 and 8, is the beginning of your phi. You're exiting from that area. I had an equation yesterday that was amazing. It was 384 divided by 28. And that gave me a number that fits in the Mayan calendar and runs with the cycle of the moon. I've never seen it before. It's actually what I do is to calculate the 28 days of the moon, right? Even though the Jewish calendar says up to 29 and a half, okay? Is to just take the calculator, right, and go 384 divided by 28 equals to 714285. I don't care about the 13. That's telling me about the AC power at the gateway of the DNA of the cycle of the moon, of the energy that comes through, and this number will only repeat. It is what it is. Look on the Mayan Sanskrit. I'm gonna pause this video. So I'm back, and I lost a little bit of my trend of thought. When you lose it, when you're on the run, when you're running and the force is in you, well, you know what? You know something that runs and then it tumbles because it loses its balance? A ball doesn't lose its balance. So how are you supposed to imagine yourself running? You have to run according to the balance. Okay, your balance. What is your balance of running? What is your height, your width? What is the length of your step? What is the distance you go when you run? Are you thrusting forward, never taking a foot off the ground? Or are you jumping? Trum, trum. Are you jumping like a rabbit? Not just putting one foot on the ground, but jumping forward and missing a gap. You walk forward, never miss a gap. But when you run, are you throwing yourself forward and missing gaps? Oh, I walked here, got 2 spots. I walked here, 1 spot, 2 spot, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So I'm jumping over. Is walking also jumping over? Well, I walk here, and I put the other one here, and I have that V. When you're running and jumping, you're actually floating through the air and then landing with your spot. So you're actually covering a V, but a different kind of V. Well, if you're popping straight up, you're not going as far forward. Anyways, we were talking about ounces. I was talking about how we had, was it 716 or was it 717? So this is a different calculation. So forget about this right now. We're going to go over here to this one, becomes 7 and 8. 7 and 8. So before I made a mistake, right? What was it? I have to go back and look. Because if I said 716 is 7 and 8, I could have been saying 8 and 6, 7 and 7. Separation of the gateway, 77. Christ. The halfway house of the spirit. of 76, which gives me a straight to the freedom of 55, which counts the 3 cycles of the moon. 7 by 16 is 70, 3535 Electric Company, connected to EC Electric Company, hand to God, and in Kansas, down to Texas, Highway 70, Highway 35, where they say Dorothy's house flew into the sky. 4 and 1 equals 3. 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, and 2 and 8 is 1. But because there's a 0, you get a 6, it becomes a 7. You now have 4 is 7, you now have Jesus' creation. Cycle of the half-life spirit. Spirit is because, reverse this, it's 91. 19 is created from AC, 1 times 3, 1 plus 3, 3 and 4, 3 times 4, 3 plus 4, 12, 7, 19. 0, 5 is the energy minus. Remember, if you got something to the minus 5, and you got something to the plus 5, how much you got? You got 10! You got 10! To the minus side 5, to the plus side 5, you got 10. If you minus 5, and you end up at 0, and you minus 5, and you end up at 0, your point of departure was 0. Count 0 for 1, and let's go, because you're standing on the spot that has been X'd. So I didn't get that 18, and that 18, that 1 times 7, 1 times plus 7, 78, and 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. So now am I thinking, is it 7 and 16, or is it 8 and 16? But if it was 8 and 16, 8 and 8 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7. So you have to go back in the video like 4 minutes and look this up. Another thing you have to do is over here. 128. 128. 128, 300, 360, 384. 128 threes go into this cycle if you cut it into this. If you cut this into 4, it becomes 96. Each one of these are telling a story. 1 is never 1. 1 ends up in 5. Becomes a value of 6. But you're counting it as 1. The opposite of 1 is the 6. Creating your 7. What are we going to create? What world? In the 100 world? In the 10 world, or in the 1 world? Or in the 100 world, in the 10 world? You see, this world always stays the 10 world. Because this is first and this is first, flipped around backwards. But if you flip it mirror-like, you get then the E. You flip these letters, you get H. You always get 8. But you can get an E. Upside down, you can get the M. And don't tell me it doesn't mean anything, because games were made from knowledge. Okay? Basketball, 3 points, the arc, the arc. So anyways, let me just finish with weights and measures now. So the 341 milliliters, right, that equals to 11.53058169291138. Didn't have, it's like pi. It did nothing repeated in those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. In the 14th number, we still didn't have a repeat cycle, but we did have repeat numbers. We had 5305, 8, then we had 9, 2, we have 5 that repeats again. So the first numbers that repeat is 5. 0, 1, 6, 2. Wow, 5 doesn't repeat for a while. And then we have 1 that repeats, so we're on Mars. And then 3 repeats to the first number. That's the mass creation, and ends up in the 4th area. See this? Ends up in the 4th area. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th area, the E world connect. That's where my 7 comes in. That's where my 7 comes in. Add up what's in the center. 7, 16, 18, and 14, 32, 33, 36, 9. So you got 9 in the center of 7. So your nuality. That may not mean anything what I just did, but I'm just showing you different methods of decoding coding, right? And it's not done on purpose. Of course it is. It's got to be perfect. Not hiding a secret from anybody. When you're building and you're the only one there, who are you hiding it from? Oh yeah, you're going to create others just like you. What do you think? Oh, look, God just came out of a box, a superior being. Where did he come from? Oh, he was just a little kid on the side of the road, brought here by the nature of the monkeys and the beasts. Who created the human fleshy? Irregardless, we are not human fleshies, but human fleshies to the planet we reside, my blue home to the orange sun. 60, 40, give me my DC energy, give me a moon, make sure it gets warm, make sure that moon perspires and sweats. We need the moon to sweat. You ever see the moon? It sweats. Needs underarm antiperspirant or something, I don't know. So I'm not going to finish off with the height, the width, the length, the distance, the verb, the verbial, the verb and the adverb. We have to bring this all the way back to the beginning. Elementary. I want to know the nouns. Person, place, or thing. PPT. I want to know the verbs. I want to know the adverbs. Storytelling, my friends. Storytelling. Daddy, read me a book at night. All back to when I was a child. Where did creation start from? Started at the beginning. Raphael, we were made in God's image, therefore everything that surrounded was there too for him or her or it. It is what it is. To us it's a he, to some of us it's a thee, to some of us it's a she. But what it was duality, it was a he and a she. What if you were what if you chose, what am I going to be when I come to Earth? I'll be a male, and I want to be this height, and I want to be this weight, and I looked at all these pictures, and I want to look like that, because that looks like fun. And they tell you all the bad things that go along with it, and all the in-between bad things if you eat too much of this or that. Yeah, I want to weigh 300, but, well, you might run into knee problems, avoid this, avoid this. He said, I don't like any of that anyways. I just want to enjoy the food. I just, you know, put on those goggles in the heavens. Says, I want to be a guy. I want to weigh 300 pounds. I want to be 6'5", and as you get the choice of your parents, oh, they're going to be my parents, okay, and they chose me also as the orphan child from a world of orphanages of the world of the Urantia mines, and you're on your way to Earth, and all of a sudden, boom, duplication. I feel duplicated. I now went that way, and I've been filtered. All my choices got rearranged. Shoot. I'm a female. I'm a female. I was supposed to be a male. 1 out of every 4 is supposed to be something else. Oh, I was supposed to be a dog, but you're not a dog. I was supposed to be this, and now we come to Earth, and we're not exactly perfect human beings anymore because we were altered for this world. We were altered for this world. What happens? Yet, there are certain things that can never be altered. We must always get the information and always be perfectly born other than nature's defects. Okay, nature's defects, DNA, how the fleshies spread out, and how science created new things on this planet, and they knew what was going to happen here. You can't make it perfect, because without chaos, you can't learn the joy. I just want to make it plain like that. Lamad, Lamad. I just want to show you some 3 letters. Let me see if I got this right. Sorry to interrupt you or take any of your time. Wow, it's taking me a long time to find what I'm looking for. Anyways, we'll stop it at this. I like to call this Lamad Lamad, the 2 sides of the moon. Okay. And here's my Dalit again. And I just did a Yud. And I don't know where my Yud is. But I have to show my Yud, because here, not finished yet, but here's the Yud. See the Yud? Okay. And anyways, okay. Ooh, 18 minutes. I got to go check on my pot roast. In French, it's j'aime les cœurs. Les cœurs qui rouvrent avec les clés spéciales. Il y a toujours plus qu'une qui vient dans une... si tu veux, le groupe de ces clés-là, ça vient dans une... So what I'm trying to say is, there's a key that unlocks specialty items for specialty reasons, made the specialty way of a specialty. Usually the screw is a flathead, or it could be anything, but it goes inside the wood. And in order to screw that in, almost like hiding it away. You call it the Allen key. And you usually get 6 or 8 in a pack. You can get metric or you can get American style. But whatever it is, life is based sort of on that, because to take off your tires and the wheel to life, and the Volkswagen, the Touareg, it was what I have. In order to do my braking system, there's a lock that locks on the disc in the back, and the drum discs in the, well, no, it's the discs in the back, because the disc has flat sides and the drum is round with an opening this way. Instead of a closing this way, it's an opening this way, and that's another subject to this planet. Thank you for watching.